you will learn about role of society and family in the growth of an entrepreneur, challenges that need to be overcome by women entrepreneurs. Role of society and family in the growth of an entrepreneur. The opinions of family and friends about entrepreneurship matters a lot for an individual. Besides this, the support from the family and society with regard to failure is also a very important factor for the youth. In initial phase of entrepreneurship, youth majorly depend on their family and friends for financial support. In today's period, where parents think engineering and medicine are good options for their children to achieve safe and secure life, will not welcome the idea of their child to become an entrepreneur. It is obvious that families will be ready to take up a loan for youth's professional education rather than for a new business venture involving risks. Another aspect of society which will not encourage youth to take up entrepreneurship is marriage. People would normally prefer prospective grooms to be employed in government jobs as their jobs are secured and permanent as compared to self-employed individuals. Professionals like lawyers, doctors, and scientists are amongst the most preferred bridegrooms. Now, let us learn the challenges that need to be overcome by women entrepreneurs. There are many problems faced by women entrepreneurs from the initial stage until the enterprise functions. The woman entrepreneur, the name itself will raise up eyebrows of society. Women are considered only to handle family responsibilities like family, society, and huge workload. However, women in urban areas have overcome this attitude of society to some extent, but women in rural areas have to suffer still further. Being a woman itself is the primary constraint for her progress. Women struggle more as compared with the men. They are considered as helpers. The attitude of society and family is not supportive for women to become entrepreneurs. Let us look at some of the limitations faced by women entrepreneurs. Patriarchal society. The society is mainly male-dominated right from old days. This poses problem for the woman entrepreneur to deal with the gender discrimination. Lack of opportunities. A woman may be skilled in her field of choice, but lack of education will shut down doors of opportunity for her progress. Education will build confidence in her. It will help to shape up her skill, market her skill, earn from her skill, but in some areas where education is still not reachable to every female, it stands as a barrier for them to open up their wings as entrepreneurs. In the words of Gandhiji, woman is the companion of man, gifted with equal mental capacity. Investing in women's education yields one of the highest returns that equip women with the skills, knowledge, and self-confidence required for carrying the role of better parents, workers, and citizens, which are regarded as a permanent solution to a number of economic and social problems that improve the quality of life. Enabling technologies for women. Technology is progressing at an exponential rate. To empower women entrepreneurs, new opportunities have to be created with new methods of production, marketing, and other modern technologies. Social barriers. Society plays a major role in women entrepreneurship, especially in India. Sometimes traditions and customs stand as an obstacle in their way. These problems are higher in the rural areas. To overcome social barriers, government has to take measures which will empower women. Education, positive legislation, and implementation of government policies in support of women can bring the positive changes in society in this regard. Attitude of creditors towards women. There is not enough support for the women entrepreneurs when it comes to the funding for a specific business. Many investors and financiers are not supportive in this regard. Despite a very low rate of bad debts, they still face lack of support. Though women have proved to be successful through self-help group in microfinance, they still face problems in getting enough funding for their business. Organized sector. Though they are skilled, women are mostly confined to the unorganized sector. This is a major drawback for them. Lack of education and awareness is keeping them away from the organized sector and from reaping the benefits of the organized sector. Though they have leadership skills, they are not able to fully utilize their potential. Ray of hope. With all above society and family constraints, still women entrepreneurs are able to make considerable growth in their field. The growth is slowly increasing, especially in India, where woman faces constraints from all occupations, often finds her path by making a fine balance between her home and entrepreneurship. Dell commissioned a study in January 2012. The following are the listed outputs of the study. India is the ideal country for women starting business in 2012. The growth of women entrepreneurs in India is anticipated an average of 90% over the next 5 years. Dell announced the final results of its study in June 2012 and concluded as 71% of women entrepreneurs in India are very successful in their business, and 8 out of 10 of them are in process of hiring. 74% of them say their technology needs are getting more complex. 90% started their business while maintaining their day job. 85% of Indian women entrepreneurs believe it is very important that their business have a social impact. Hina Shah, the founder of International Center for Entrepreneurship and Career Development, ICECD, and pioneer in the space of women entrepreneurship for more than 3 decades, says, currently, the overall environment for women entrepreneurship in India is conducive, and a series of initiatives has been taken up to encourage it. However, from a macro policy point of view, women entrepreneurship development has been a residual category. Shah says that policies have been formulated for industry as a whole and have been further broken down into sector-wise policies. The government's policy for women employment and enterprise development needs to change from a piecemeal approach to a comprehensive one, treating this emerging sector with the importance it deserves. Therefore, to conclude, it can be said that there is a hope that women can understand their role as successful entrepreneurs in both the rural as well as the urban sectors for their own self-development as well as to help for the economic development of the country. In this module, you have learnt, in initial phase of entrepreneurship, youth majorly depend on their family and friends for psychological and financial support. Factors that act as a limitation for women entrepreneurs are Patriarchal Society, lack of opportunities, enabling technologies for women, social barriers, attitude of creditors towards women, organized sector. With all above society and family constraints, still, women entrepreneurs are able to make considerable growth in their field. especially in India, where woman faces constraints from all occupations, often finds her path by making a fine balance between her home and entrepreneurship.